Welcome to SPG Prints. My name is Jos Notermans and I will show you around in the production of digital inks. It all starts here in this laboratory, where we measure all our premium raw materials before we pass them on to the next stage of production. Once we have approved the raw materials in our laboratory, the stuff comes here in the boxes over there and is combined with demineralized water through this setup and is moving into an IBC, which can hold up to 1,000 liters of unpurified dye mixed with water. This IBC then moves into this machine, and this machine is a dye purification unit. And in the dye purification, we make sure that the dye is completely purified, so no salts, no irons are left in the ink. And this is absolutely necessary to guarantee that our ink will not corrode the print heads. This is a process which can take more than 1 day for 1,000 kilo of dye. But in the end result, we have a very pure dye, which we assemble in the big container over here. All the purified dye is collected in this big bin. And here we can collect a total of 3 IBCs. So almost 3,000 kilo of purified dye. In this case we have black. And as you can see, there's almost 2,000 kilo already in this bin. Once we have purified the dyes, we store them here in this climate controlled location. And as you can see, there's 1 bin for each color. In order to make a high quality ink, we need more than just the dye. You also need a lot of chemicals mixed together to ensure that you get the right viscosity, the right surface tension, and so on. This very specific mix of chemicals is done here in this plant. Now that we have made our purified dyes and we have pre-mixed our chemicals, it's time to make an ink of it. And that's what we do here in our mixing department. So here we mix the pre-mixed chemicals plus the purified dye. And in order to fine-tune the ink, we have measured all the properties. So here we put, just like in cook, final salt and sugar to make the recipe perfect. And in that way, we create an ink that from batch to batch is exactly the same. So in this next room, we come to one of the most important stages in the production process. Actually, this is the final step before we fill the ink into cans like these. Here at the ink filtering, the importance is to make the ink extremely pure. You can imagine if you would have dust in the ink and you are jetting it through an inkjet hole, who is 1/5 of a diameter of a human hair, you immediately have problems. So here, in this filtering street, we filter the inks for hours to make sure that they are absolutely dust-free. And once that is finished, they are filled either into cartridges or into cans. Once we are ready with the filtering, we take a sample of each batch of ink and we send it here to the final quality control lab, where we analyze the ink on all properties. And if the customer wants to have a certificate of analysis, it's also made here and shipped with the batch of ink to the customer. All the wastewater that is produced anywhere in the whole process is collected and we purify it here to be reused. Once we have filled the ink into the cans, they come here in the warehouse. And we strive to deliver our customers within a few days. And we do that from here, but also from our local warehouses all over the world.